Welcome to day 4 of the Acceleration Gauntlet. Today we're going to be talking about the 3 phases that you take your business through post-acquisition. And that's fireproofing your business is phase 1, phase 2 is short-term growth, and then phase 3 is long-term growth. Let's talk about fireproofing first. Now I'm sure you've heard the phrase, or you've said, or you've heard a fellow entrepreneur say the phrase, man, I was just putting out a bunch of fires today. And they're referring to those hard to predict issues that arise in their business that demand someone's attention. If anything will keep you from being an owner of the business instead of an operator, it's fires that you have to constantly put out, which is why it's one of the very first things that we focus on. There are 2 types of fires that you want to prevent, and the first is disastrous fires. These are the types of fires that really damage the future of the business, and some examples of this would be an insurance issue or a licensing issue or the death or decline of a key lead channel or a drastic change in your industry. The second type of fire is what we call embers, and these are tiny coals that require your immediate attention or else they'll start to turn into fires and then potentially disastrous fires. These are what keep you working in the business as opposed to on the business. And as owners of 20 plus businesses, we've created a playbook to deal with these embers, and we call this playbook the Shield, and it handles dozens of events like, say, an employee steals from your business. How do you deal with that? Or a junior employee quits or needs to be fired, or you have lawsuits from customers or employees, or a damaging public review from a customer or multiple customers. All the above is handled by implementing this list within the first 3 to 6 months of owning the business, and you can just take a look at that here. That's hiring a competent general manager to run the day-to-day operations of the business. It's creating and implementing an employee wellness program. It's creating an org chart. It's implementing meeting rhythms for all key employees, implementing procedure for project management, etc. The next phase is short-term growth. So once the business is in a healthy state and you've fireproofed it and it's capable of handling additional lead generation, it's time to come up with and execute on a growth plan. So with systems, procedure, and a trained general manager in place running the day-to-day, you'll be able to focus on these growth-based initiatives and not get bogged down by putting out fires. The first focus will be on the lowest hanging fruit and the easiest to scale growth items. And so you can go ahead and take a look at that list here. After that initial growth plan is implemented, it may be time to focus on a second acquisition. But if you and your GM have the capacity and the desire, you may want to focus on long-term growth. And any long-term growth initiatives would happen 12 months after you bought the business, just to be clear about that. And they would include things like creating a long-term vision for the company, adding new products, services, creating new products, services, enlarging the service area, etc. After you finish reading the day 4 materials, go ahead and click to the exercise and fill in your answers, and we'll see you on day 5.